2, 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm late, but I'm still great. Don't hate. Just wait for me to skate down your way with something brand new to say. TikTok, while it's just me and you in here. Let me say I appreciate the platform and the opportunity to use this platform to connect with like-minded individuals while using this platform. With that said, y'all, what's happening? What's good? Peace, light, and love, good energy, good vibration. Consider this your daily reminder. Consider this your daily reminder. You did? Hold on. We gonna start this thing all right. We gonna start. Consider this your daily reminder. You know, let me get myself situated in here. That it is still the present. That it is still the present. Do you hear me? Do you understand? We just gonna start it out like that right quick. We'll get to that. We'll get to all that in a minute. We get to all of that in a minute. I don't know how. There we go. There we go. What's happening, y'all? Let me get it together. Whoo! Been running around all day. But y'all know how we do about this time, man. Peace, light, love, good energy, good vibration to everybody that can see me and hear me right now. I'm just mic checking, make sure we all live and we good and direct. If it starts skipping or freezing, let me know so I can move and adjust to where it won't be so bad. I just want y'all to make sure y'all see our stuff today. I'm showcasing the cut. I'm in my grandfather's room. I'm in my grandfather's hat still, but this time you can't see it. We're going to go ahead and just go there today. Remember, John got his head cut off. You feel what I'm saying? So I be in my grandfather's room and I wear my grandfather's hat. He passed last year, but I still do what he used to do. The miracle of it is I did not know the man. It's just in our DNA. All the way down to this right here. This whole, it's just in our DNA. Rest in peace, Granddad. Rest in peace, Granddad. You might got some people hanging up on your wall you ain't never met. You don't know. So, hey, man, don't get mad at me because you call it Wednesday or Odin's Day. I don't know Odin. I ain't never met him. For me, today is the present still. And this is your daily reminder, no matter what you feel, who you believe in, who you pray to, what you think about me, about yourself, or the next person. Hey, man, we still got the present. I said it's still the present. Hey, man, we went to sleep in the present. We woke up to the present. We are currently still in the present. I don't care what they call it, who they venerate during the present. We all, regardless of belief, doctrine, unbelief, undoctrinated, deconstructed, we all have the present. Don't get mad at me because you call the present Odin's Day. I don't know. Oh, that's where you got Wednesday from. That's who's being venerated. And the celestial body that's being venerated today is the planet Mercury. So I have the picture, the one that's seated in the cartoon picture, that's Odin or Woden. And then the statue, that's Mercury. These are Roman gods. They just so happen to look like your former slave masters. We'll get to why in a minute. But this is the third day in a row, and I'm just showing you physically the heads of the beasts. This seven-headed beast system that you people pretend like is going to come one day in the future. So that you can understand and be reminded of what we've gone through and that we are currently dealing with the seventh head represented by King James. But we'll catch you up to all of that because King James is just a continuation of what Rome began. And what Rome is just a continuation of what Cain began. And what that is human sacrifice. We'll take our time before we get there. You did? Yeah, man. I want to make sure y'all see our stuff, man. Because I know that people like to get stuff and people are always ordering stuff. And we out here pushing nonprofit. And we volunteer with Southside Community Garden in Fort Worth, Texas, with Patrice Jones. Write this down. Southside Community Gardens in Fort Worth, Texas, with Patrice Jones. And Panoramic Visions in Lancaster, Texas, by way of Monique Smith. We volunteer my little brother, the haircut I'm showcasing. Hey man, listen, I got a scar right here, so don't judge his work according to my scar. But this little bro work, you know what I'm saying? I went to the shop, he put me in there yesterday, and so he always looking to cut some children's hair. Always looking, baby mamas and kids going to school because, when you get your hair cut and you're a kid, you're feeling good about yourself, you hold your head up a little bit better. So a lot of what we do is geared towards children, feeding them, teaching them, clothing them. What we're about is independence through ownership. That's what we're about. So yeah, I just want to, before we just take off, I just want to make sure that this is our stuff. This is what I've been having on. These is our clothes. Y'all know I don't get on here and wear no clothes, man. I have the same thing on every day. But this is our stuff. So I want to make sure you see our stuff. Back to the present though. Let's make sure we stay in the moment. See, we experience the present in what's called moments. And moments cannot be measured. And it's always the present. It's always now. That means eternally, forever. Don't get mad at me if you don't know what always mean. Always mean forever. It's always the present. It's always now. That's our time. Now. That's what time it is for us. In the world, it's Wednesday. In the kingdom, it's the present. And the present is a gift. It's a gift, not by coincidence that we call gifts presents and presents gifts. It's a gift because this present that we went to sleep in and woke up to, man, we got this because of the goodness of the giver. That we went to sleep in and woke up to, man, we got this because of the goodness of the giver. Meaning we didn't get this gift because we were so good or we knew so much or we performed the right ritual on the right day and we read the right book. And that's not how we got the present. And I'm personally thankful that my present, I don't know about yours, my present is not contingent upon what I knew, what I did right, the ritual I performed. I'm so glad it's not contingent upon that. I choose to see my present as a gift that I owe nothing for, did nothing to receive, and all that's left up to me to do is be grateful for the gift. When I become aware of it and enter into the King's Dome, we'll take our time and walk you to the gates. You got to go in, though. So, atheists, people think when you leave religion and you start deconstructing from the religion, then all of a sudden you're an atheist. I'm not an atheist. I think that it requires more faith to believe that consciousness and synchronicity in order is a random occurrence than it does to believe in intelligent design. I said, I think it requires more faith. It is a bigger leap of faith for me to believe that this is just random. Consciousness, synchronicity, order, it just happened. It's a bigger leap of faith for me to think that than it is for me to believe that this is intentional. This was intentionally set into motion. This is just what I think. Leave out the doctrine and the spookism. Just looking on the basis of faith. You got to have a lot of faith in nothing to believe that all of this just came from nothing. You got more faith than the people that believe in a deity, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't. It's from my personal objective experience. The synchronicity and order point to me to intelligent design, intentional. But that's just me. You might have more faith in what it is that you think, and based on your own person. But I'm saying, take a whole lot of faith to believe in nothing. It take a whole lot of faith. It don't really take much faith to believe in something. And yes, when we talk about belief, we still talking about darkness. We don't know. This is what we believe. So we go off of objective experience. The only thing I can point to is my mother and father as being where I came from. And then they point to their mother and father being where they came from. And then we understand the word forever, don't we? The present now is miraculous to me because it's always new. It's supernatural. See, any natural gift I receive, like I got this, let's say this was a gift, and it is. And over time it's gonna get old, or I wash it so many times it may fade, or I may leave it somewhere. But this gift called the present that I got, I can't lose. And it's always new. It's not gonna fade, it's not gonna get old. So for that reason, I consider it a miraculous gift that I get to witness and experience. I can give testimony to what I witnessed and experienced, can I not? And I'm giving you testimony of my present, my now, my gift, and it's always now. The awareness of it came from within me, though. We'll get into the book. Before we do, I'm just wanting to make sure we reminded and remember we still got the present. No matter everything that you've gone through, everything that you've been through, and everything that you worry about for tomorrow and for next week, and all of that, you always had what you need that you've been through, and everything that you worry about for tomorrow and for next week, and all of that, you always had what you needed every moment of your existence. Always. The air was sweet, the water was wet, sunlight was warm, the wind was a cool breeze, or warm if it was coming from the south. Always. No matter what you choose to stress about tomorrow, or, dog yourself out about yesterday, the present is still a gift. All that's left to do is appreciate it. So we appreciate this gift, man. So trigger warning to you, if this present gift that we get to always experience for you is some eternal reward that you got to earn because you did something good or right, trigger warning to you. Listen to what I'm saying. Trigger warning to you. If you think that this gift called the present, you call it eternal life, and it is a reward that you must earn based on what you did right, a doctrine that you believed in, I'm issuing you a trigger warning right now. This may not be a safe space for your mind. So we're going to give you time to find you somewhere else to be. You may hear some things during the course of this live that may trigger you. You may even feel offended. Know here and now, I do not know you personally and have no intention or desire to offend you or trigger you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But your belief systems may be called into question. Not maybe, most definitely will. And if you've never been in a space where your belief systems are challenged, and you are not prepared for such a space, this is your opportunity to continue scrolling. Trigger warning to you: if you think the Christian interpretation of the Bible, the Roman Catholic or the Protestant interpretation of the Bible is the right way and any other way is wrong, trigger warning to you. In this space, I know you're part of the dominant culture and you get to walk around and be right, but in this space, we don't care what you call right based on what you believe in or your doctrine or how many doctor, scholar, reverend, deacon, such and such agree with you. You don't get to come in this space and determine right or wrong. We would demonstrate to you that you have no idea what it is. The determination of right or wrong, what we're going to show you out your book, is something that is sent from the saints in the form of a supplication to the Most High to determine. I said the determination of right or wrong is something that the saints send to the Most High to determine. But you think in the world, you get to determine right or wrong based on what you believe in. And that's just in the world. Don't work here. Trigger warning to you: if Odin can be God and Mercury can be God, and you done called them gods for thousands of years, call today Odin's day, damn it. And you never challenged them being called God, being the God. These people look like your oppressors, and never once have you ever spoken out about them not being gods. But the moment I get on here and say we are gods, and the term and title apply to us and our ancestors, you waiting to get in line and tell me how it's wrong? Get out of here. Go away. If you ain't never protested Mercury, Odin, Thor, Freya, Luna, Mona, none of these guys never said a mumbling word. They hit you with the Jesus image, call it God, you said amen. But as soon as everybody else can be gods but us. If this is what it is with you, go away. It's not even a trigger warning. It is go away. Go away. Your whole vibe. You dig what I'm saying? Listen, man. People, let's look at exclusivity. Because I hear a lot of people, man, I hear the kumbaya crowd. I don't understand the kumbaya crowd. Every nation have a body and everybody have parts. I get the heart. I understand the heart. Bless you, bless it, bless it, bless it. But the light does, what the light does is reveals the darkness for what it is and where it is. The kumbaya, when you're in light, what the light does is reveal the darkness for what it is and where it is. So you understand the difference between the two. You can see it. You can see it. There is still darkness. Where there is light, darkness cannot exist. That's the nature of things. Whether you looking at a physical light or the way people enlighten people and people in the dark vibe. If you're in the dark long enough, you hang around somebody in light, man, you're going to start getting illuminated. It's just how it works. Let's keep going, though. Let's keep going. Let me go ahead and take my time and get into this right quick. It ain't never been Odin's day. Trigger warning to you if you think a day is a 24-hour period or a 1,000-year period. Trigger warning to you. You don't know what a day is. Don't get in my comment section typing at me. Trigger warning to you. If you think a day is a 20, you don't know what a day is. Don't get in my comment section typing at me. Trigger warning to you. If you think a day is a 24-hour period or even 1,000 years. Trigger warning to you. You do not know what a day is. Don't get in my comment section typing at me. Trigger warning to you. If we read in this Bible about the genocide of entire ethnic groups in the name of the Lord, and you say amen. But if I should happen to say fuck or bitch or shit during the course of this live, you gonna fall out. Let me show you a trigger warning right now. This is adult content for adult minds. Trigger warning to you. If people, melanated people or people who look like me, can only express our culture, express ourselves culturally in the form of entertaining you. Trigger warning to you. You might need to deconstruct from modern Christianity. If I was rapping and I could say nigga, 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 and bitch and hoe, long as I was rapping for you and dancing for you. But if I'm talking to my people, telling them they gods, and I tell them, I say bitch or hoe and nigga, then you want to report me to the nearest authority, you might want to deconstruct from modern Christianity. There's a lot going on there that you may need to address. Why it's okay for me to tell jokes to you and sing and rap to you and get on stage and act for you and talk and say bitch, hoe, and nigga. But if I'm just talking to my people, then that's dangerous. And I need you to look into what is that really saying? Because a lot of people just accept the way it is, but we don't never really saying. Because a lot of people just accept the way it is, but we don't never really think about it. Because if you think about it, you're going to see it for what it is. Sometimes we don't really want to see it for what it is. So these are my trigger warnings for the people that got their finger on the button waiting to find something to be a trigger warning to you. If you take offense before you take understanding, if you just waiting, if you listen to find something you disagree with. Trigger warning to you, your reason for listening is to see if whether or not you agree with me. You don't have the intelligence to be in this class. See, the difference between us is if I stop and listen to something, it is not to see if whether or not I agree with it. When I stop to listen, it's just because I want to hear it. I have a desire to know and hear what's being said, whether I agree with it or not. I have a desire to know and hear what's being said, whether I agree with it or not. That's how you learn things beyond what you agree with. But that comes from a desire to know. No, that's light. You always want the light. But you got some people, man, they just always want to be right. So we're going to make sure we understand the difference between what it is and why it is. It's a different vibe. People, man, they just always want to be right. So we're going to make sure we understand the difference between what it is and why it is. It's a different vibe. It's a different state. We are confine this discussion to the realm of true and false, because true and false is what I can demonstrate to you absolutely. I cannot give you an absolute example of right or good beyond subjectively, excuse me. I cannot give you an absolute objective right or good, but I can give you an absolute objective truth to demonstrate to you that I know what truth is by giving you a concrete example of what it is. For example, time is now for everybody that's listening. The location is here for everybody that's in this live. That's where we are. We are here And that's the time. Now, I don't care what your clock say or what your geographical location is. This is absolute truth, and it's always now. It don't never stop being now. And that's where we are. So this is an example of absolute objective truth. That means that this is true regardless of what you think, where you are, how you feel, what you believe in. It does not change it. So this is solid ground to build on. Because everybody can stand on it. It ain't going to change for nobody, for no reason, for no time or location or culture. It's still going to be true across all lines. But see, your right or wrong, see, we got a problem. We got a problem. Got a problem. We got a problem. And you have yet to produce one good or one right that is absolutely, objectively good or right. You have yet to do it. Because you haven't done it, cannot do it, it is beyond you to do. You don't get to come in here and determine right or wrong about nothing. Because you cannot demonstrate an ability to give me an example of what good or right is, objectively, absolutely. And if you can't define it and demonstrate it, what you talking about? What you think is right and what you think is good? So, you understand what type of space you in now? Oh man, it's gonna get even deeper. As we, you understand what type of space you in now? Oh man, it's gonna get even deeper as we continue to go and get past the patty cake in the game your pastor gave you. And this is why you have a hard time understanding the difference between the present and Wednesday, Odin's Day, the veneration of the Mercury, the celestial body. Same way that you venerate the personification of sun on Sunday. It all came from Rome. It's their system. It's how they keep time. I said it's always now, right? But this system that you in, but even so, is Wednesday, right? You've experienced Wednesdays before, haven't you? But yet and still, this is a new Wednesday. Don't get mad at me because you don't consider that miraculous. How could something you experienced before, a day you experienced before, still be a brand new one? How could something you experienced before, a day you experienced before, still be a brand new one? That's like putting on the shirt, and every time you put the shirt on, it's brand new. You wouldn't consider that a miracle if you did. This is what we exist in. Every moment of the existence that we are, we in a miracle. And you don't call it one, you don't see it as one because of your inability to see. This is what is called being blind. So you get you a script and you read a script about a translation of a report of miracles and you call it right and good. Nobody asked you about what you thought was right or good. What's true? Is it true or not? That means if you running around here talking about that ain't right and that's wrong, and you must mean you got a firm handle. Out here talking about that ain't right and that's wrong, and you must mean you got a firm handle on right and wrong and good and bad. Do you? Or do you go through this experience called life, tripping, trying to figure out right or wrong and good and bad, steady throughout life, from young age to old age? We just gonna help you understand the trick and the spell that you're under and how you got tricked in this thing called right or wrong, because it's not for you, baby. Not beyond you, beyond what you call right or wrong for you and yours. You can that's your, yeah, you got that. That's it. Anything else, it got to be by agreement, force, or deception. Only way other people outside of you get to determine right or wrong, force, or deception. Only way other people outside of you get to determine right or wrong, good or bad for you, is either by agreement, deception, or violence. The problem is you never knew what God who. The problem is you never knew what God who. What. The problem is you never knew what God who. The problem is you never knew what God who. What. Check microphone, check microphone, check. What's next? What's next? Microphone check was, it said it logged me out, y'all. Mic check, it said it logged me out. So let me make sure I let y'all know. If this live happened to stop or repeat, it's because it's the universe and the ether letting you know something was said that you may need to marinate on and run back. If it all of a sudden just cut out, whatever was said before it cut out, it mean think about what was just said. For real. It said out. Whatever was said before it cut out, it mean think about what was just said. For real. It said logged me. I don't know how I logged out while I'm sitting here talking, but you know how that go. Bless their heart. But we just gonna keep right on rolling, because if I was them, I'd be trying to log me out too with my whole heart and all my might. So yeah, man, it just mean it's good. It's real good. That's all it mean. I done shifted my location to make so y'all can see, make sure this internet coming. So let's look at it, man. God Woden. Today is Wednesday, and it's named for Odin. Woden. That was yesterday was Tyre, and hold on, let me get it. Yesterday was Tyre, and the planet was Mars. Today, it is Odin's Day, Woden from Wonaz, Lord of the Frenzy. The celestial body is Mercury, messenger of the gods, connected with Thoth or Hermes. Also with words like merchant, mark, commerce, trade, wages, keeper of boundaries. It's a whole lot more going on than what you think it is. Ain't no need when you really get back and understand, like on the Matrix and Morpheus look at him and tell him, is that air you breathing? Hey man, you understand where and what you at, dude? Do you is that time you in? What is time when it's always now? Whose time are you in? Well, whoever time it is you in, guess what? It have a beginning and an end. But eternity, forever, alwaysness, don't have a beginning or an end. But it's Wednesday, right? It's Odin's Day. Lord of the Frenzy is his day. Running around, out here running around this bitch. Concerned with trade, merchant, commerce. Right? Big money day. Big trade, big money day. You know what Wednesday is, man. Big money day. Come on, y'all. Do you understand that they venerate their gods all the time? They just, you know how we got the little bitty altar with a couple pictures and the beer, can of beer, and a few dollars for our ancestors? Bitch, they got statues, big ones. Look at it. Big statues for their ancestors to dedicate the whole day, bitch, to what my ancestors was on. And the bitch, he was about getting some money. We gonna forever remember this today. We really get money on. We remember our ancestors everywhere. Put big statues up of them, and instead of having the beer can next to it, bitch, we got a beer stove somewhere down the street next to it. Hell, you mean? Yeah, we gonna set them up. Y'all don't understand what's being venerated, what's being done. It's only a sin and pagan for you to venerate your ancestors. Bitch, what's being venerated, what's being done. It's only a sin and pagan for you to venerate your ancestors. Bitch, they venerate theirs every day. I'm talking about whether it's on the dollars. Look at the pictures on the money. You know what they got in common? Other than that they not melanated. You might need to do some research. They venerate their people. Your slave masters present themselves to you as your gods. It told you, you bet not see yourself like no God. You can see Thor and you can see Odin as God, and it can be Odin's day and it can be Thor's day. But bitch, we better not never catch you calling your ancestors God, or you going to hell. It can be Wednesday. It just better not never be your day. Ever. Day is light. Your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of what? You. YHWH, the sacred you. I thank you, I praise you, I ask you, that you. The you that exists in your light body. That's where your mind is considered your light body, because the mind is the vessel or the container for your light, for your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So it's your light body. That you. Then you got a part of you that's called your subconscious that's always aware. I always know who it is. I always know who you are. I always know what you are. But you are not aware of this part of you. But it's always aware of itself. Always. And this awareness in the right time, in the right season, rises in you. And then you remember. And you get to get reminded of who you are and where you are. It ain't never been Odin's day. But you understand what they're telling you about their ancestors and the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that they are attributing to their ancestors. And that we are under that rule, under that time. And you don't understand what worship is because you got the fairy tale version of worship. But what worship actually is the highest form of it is imitation. Which is why you idolize celebrities, because you try to act like them or dress like them, look like them. That's to idolize, that's to worship them. So you subconsciously worship your ancestors because you act like them and you look like them. This is built in. It's not something you decided to do or believe in, regardless of what you call it. You look and act like your ancestors. Got their habits, tendencies. Now, if you have no knowledge of this, it's as if to say, like you don't have a mother or a father. And for you to have no knowledge of this means something drastic had to have happened to disconnect you from that knowledge. Well, what was it replaced with? Look at the damn pictures. With the knowledge of someone else's ancestors and the veneration of their ancestors. That's what it was replaced with. You looking at it. Don't you call the day Wednesday, nigga? Do you know Odin? You looking at it. Don't you call the day Wednesday, nigga? Do you know Odin? When you say God, it means something spooky out there in the sky somewhere, because that's what your pastor, the connotation that your pastor attached to the word. Let me stop and pause here and remind you, and everybody that may be the first time hearing me, these are revelations. These things came to me and began coming in 2011, and I'm sharing them. I have a 10th grade education and a GED. What I'm telling you is these things were revealed to me. I didn't learn it. It wasn't taught to me. I didn't watch a video, join an account. I'm sharing revelations with you. Help you understand and despookify the term God. First, you have to understand how you pronounce the tetragrammaton. This is what the scholars call the name given to Moses. And the scholars told you that it was pronounced Yahweh or Yahuwah. How you pronounce the tetragrammaton. This is what the scholars call the name given to Moses. And the scholars told you that it was pronounced Yahweh or Yahuwah. But not one of these scholars that gave you the pronunciation received this by any revelation. What we dealing with, this is the type of information that must be revealed. It's where the understanding come from. Without it, you're going to be looking at what the scholars told you, and what the scholars said is this pronounced Yahweh or Yahuwah. Everybody running around because what the scholars told you, because he studied 15 different languages, the doctor, scholar, such and such, and so this is how you pronounce the name. It's not. What was revealed to me, you don't have to accept it, is that it is pronounced you. But it don't have no vowels because it's not the you that you say out loud. It's not that you. It applies to the you vowels because it's not the you that you say out loud. It's not that you. It applies to the you that you say without no sound when you go into the temple and make your supplication to your God or source or mother or ancestor. And I thank you and I praise you. I call on you. That you. Ain't no sound in here. You can, in your mind, you can be crying out. But it literally, actually, it make no sound. This is a sign to you, but you don't know how to read them. But what this sign is telling you, the reason that you cannot make a sound in this space is because it's sacred. You don't get to come in here hollering, making a bunch of noise in here. You don't get to do it. You can holler out there all you want. But you in here, it's not gonna make. You can imagine yourself yelling, crying with your whole heart. It's not gonna make a sound. It's not gonna make. You can imagine yourself yelling, crying with your whole heart. It's not gonna make a sound. When the seventh seal is open, it is silence in heaven. So when you understand what it is you're dealing with, it is a sacred you, not the profane you. But this is how it's pronounced. It's only pronounced here. So secret is sacred and sacred is secret. The reason it's secret, because I just said can't nobody hear it but you. Catch it if you can. So because can't nobody hear it but you, then that's what make it secret. Unless you give your testimony and you tell somebody and give your testimony, take the stand to testify, and you give your testimony of what you reveal to you. Do you hear me? Y'all, yeah, we all on the same page. Do you hear me? Y'all, yeah, we all on the same page. So when we talk about right or wrong Christians, see, you, I, everybody, we go in within and we seek the right way. We be like, God or source, show me the right way. This is what we naturally do. Whether we call it meditation, or we just got to stop and think about it. I'm going to a higher place to determine right or wrong. This is natural. Who say, man, I'm trying to figure out the right way and the right person to be with. Let me see and let the book tell me what the right way. Because that means you might end up, if the book told you that and you got your understanding of the Roman Catholic preacher version of it, because your preacher learned the Bible from a Christian college. So you got that version of it. You might also have a picture on your wall in your house or some image. So you got that version of it. You might also have a picture on your wall in your house or some image or person that you call God that don't look like nothing like you or your ancestors. In the name of Jesus. You can't be taught a belief. What if what you believe and it turned out not to be true? What do you know? I mean it just like I'm saying it. What if what you believe turned out not to be true? Then what do you know? If all you know is what you believe that turned out not to be true, what do you know? You don't know shit. But that's the best place to be aware. Man, I don't know shit. Man, that is a wonderful place to be. We don't take our time with you. It is a wonderful place to be. We don't take our time with you. What should we call the days of the week? Today. You have to number the days of the week because of the system that you're in and are bound to. You have days of a week because of the system that you are in and are bound to. The reason you have 7 days in your week is because the system that you are in and are bound to stole some information and they interpreted 7 as an amount. And you was presented the number, the symbol, the sign. 7 was presented to you and taught to you as a representation of an amount, because that's as far as they could see it. So they built their system based on this information and how they interpreted it. So when it said, let there be light, and God called the light day, the interpretation was that was the sun. And that the day is a 24-hour period. But that's not what it says. What's called light and what's called day don't have nothing to do with the sun, moon, stars, or constellations. Nothing at all. But because the average Christian, because of the fairy tale version they were given of the creation narrative, does not know what a day is. So you assume that they are being numbered. They are not. How you gonna number forever? This is so it's if and I this is why I do Bible deconstruction from the perspective that I do it, because the foundation that they built your belief system on is all false. It is a fairy tale. So you think a day is a 24-hour period. What you think a day is? And you say that this is in the Bible, and this is where you get your understanding from. But that's the proof that you don't understand it. The fact that you think a day is a 24-hour period, you got this thing called a week based on this concept, is evidence that you never understood what was in this book. That's why the world calls today Wednesday, and in the kingdom is still the present. It has not stopped being the present yet. That's why I said in the kingdom, it ain't never night, and it don't need no sun or moon or stars to light it. You ever read about that? Do you not understand what's being described? It's a state of mind. There is a part of you called your subconscious that is always aware of itself, whether you are or not. I said always, always. So your subconscious is the state of sleep. That's close as we get to what you call death. It's sleep. Your consciousness is sleep. The real you, the most high you, from your perspective, because you're not aware of it, you in the dark, you sleep. And then when you become aware of this consciousness in you, it's called sunrise, the light of day. 7 is when this awareness, when it first rises, is complete. It reaches its completion. This consciousness, awareness, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of you reaches its completion. And you rest back where you came from. The knowledge of who and what you are begins to fade back into your subconscious. Sunset. That's a day. You only get a day. Until the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is complete. Same day, different angle. Same light, different body. Same soul. Same light. Today the same sun that in the sky today that was in the sky. Your sun, light, that soul. Same soul. Ain't you the same person you were today that you were yesterday when you went to sleep? The consciousness in you, when you wake up and become aware, it's the same consciousness that you were unaware of before you became aware of it. It's the same one. So this is beyond space and time. This you. And if we can get out of fairy tale land and we can discuss it on this level, then we can start getting into topics like interdimensional travel. Because it looked like that's what's being described. Not just galactic travel, interdimensional travel. This looked like this was being described. Life, abundant life like you never imagined it. So here we go with this consciousness, man. We just going down through there. If you can rock with me on this level, it'll just help you appreciate the present a little bit more. So in between worrying about tomorrow, next week, and next month. You can give your energy, you can go back to giving your energy to worrying about this shit in a minute. Kick back and enjoy the present with me for a little bit. You can go worry about getting it right in a minute. Right now, man, let's just get it true. How about it? So this is another head of the beast. I just want you to see the personification of him so that when we get all the way back to Sunday and I give you back the personification of the sun, that we can see with physical evidence what all of these images have in common. That they all look like people who, according to his story, are your former slave masters. Look like your slave masters are venerating their ancestors, normalizing it, making it a part of your reality. Your daily life include venerating one of their ancestors. Because when I say God, I'm talking about my ancestors. Because it said in your book, liberating one of their ancestors. Because when I say God, I'm talking about my ancestors. Because it said in your book, let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and I'm made in the image and likeness of my mother and father, who in the likeness and image of their mother and father. All the way back to mother and father ancestrally. My ancestors, that's the us. For me. For you, it might be something spooky, and you dispel, they capitalized the G, so you just lost all your mind because the G was capital. But after you get your mind back and be reminded, you'll remember that despite the connotations, despite the connotations attached to the title God, it actually has a meaning. And the meaning more closely applies to your ancestors. To your ancestors. Hey, man, you're going to learn that the term God and the title God came from your ancestors. The concept of kingdom came from your ancestors. Title God came from your ancestors. The concept of kingdom came from your ancestors. Now, what they did was took this. Let's go, man. I've been one. I'm Ham uncovering his father's nakedness. He got a hold of some. Okay, let's look at the game. Let's help y'all understand. Y'all remember yesterday we did Revelation chapter 8. Let's make it real. My oldest boy is supposed to take the people's prayers and supplications in the kingdom and present them to me. Wait for my answer, and I give him my answer, and he take it, give it back to the people. That's his job. He collect the praise and the prayers and the supplication. And he get this, every time he getting it, I'm coming back the same type of situation. He's seeing I always answer the same way. Whatever the different situation, over time, you see, every time it's this situation, he always got the same response. To the point where my oldest boy feel like he can just step in and make, because he already been seeing how I always, but he don't know why. He don't know why. But this will make him go ahead and step in and feel like he can do it. See, he sneak in because I wonder how he make them decisions, how he come up with the decision. How do Pop, what make Pop always make it? And it seems like he be working out and keep it peace, everything be chill. I wonder how he do it. So he play him close. And he peek through the window, he bring the supplication, and he peek through the window, and he see what I do. When I get the prayers and the supplications and petitions, guess what I do? I say, baby, look at this. Baby, come here, look at this. What you think I ought to do about this? And she say, well, baby, I think you ought to woo, 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 woo. And he like, you know what? You so right, baby. She said, you know, matter of fact, we just, every time we get, and he uncovered his father's nakedness. His wife is his wisdom. And once he seen, oh, that's how he getting it? He taking, and he asking, mama, that's where he getting? So it ain't real. She just, and he like, yeah, baby, that's exactly what you said. I'm with it. That's all right. I'm feeling that. That's what I'm gonna tell Junior. Go tell the people. Once he seen it, I got it. But the difference is, the process, he's skipping a step in the process. When he say, well, I know what Pop's gonna say because I see what he say every time. So I'm gonna just make the call. But Pop's consult with his wife, his wisdom first. And then he bring, this is the process. Now we talking about the function of mind. Hope y'all can keep up. But once he realized, man, okay, I don't gotta go through mama. I don't gotta go through, I already know because of your wisdom. Ezekiel 28, because of your wisdom. You thought you already knew what I was gonna say before I told you what I said. Before I told you what I said. I didn't give you that authority to speak for me like that. It ain't come from me. He took the prayers and the supplications and he threw it down to the earth. In is up, out is down. I don't gotta take them in. I don't gotta take the prayers and the supplications in up no more. I just go to the book. I'm looking for right or wrong. I'm not taking it to I'm in the book trying to find what's right or wrong. I'm in the 2 Corinthians trying to show you right or wrong from 2 Corinthians. Man, that ain't the process. That's a new system. Who gave you that system? You won't know right or wrong, you go to a book. Who gave you that system of operating? Last time I checked, Most High ain't in no book. That ain't where you go to get right or wrong. You go to the Most High. That in the form of a prayer or a supplication. Like, show me the right way. I need to know which way to go, what to do. That's a prayer or a supplication. All praise, all prayers, all praise go. In is up. The Most High is where it's telling you that for a reason, but you got to know who you are. And why did you direct it in? And in is up. Where the temple is. This is Most High. Where the Most High, the seat of the throne is. You go to a book. Then you believe what's in the book. Now you know what's right or wrong because what you read out the book and believe. So the world is described as waters because the way that they see a day, because the way they say up is, because that represents the sky, y'all. Mercury represent what's in the sky, but for them the sky is up, and their time is dictated by the sun, moon. The sky is up, and their time is dictated by the sun, moon, and stars. So that's who they venerate, and that's what they personify. But they talking about stars. I ain't mad at them. They the ones said they self that they are personifying these stars in the sun, in the moon. That's what they said about themselves. I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying that it's a difference between the stars and the light. And we are the personification of the light. That's why I say he made the stars also. And the stars are below the lights. Because the lights are placed in the firmament. Firmament is called heaven. The stars are in the sky. So it say the heavens, plural. Because you got one heaven, the firmament, for the kingdom. And then you got another heaven for the world. And that's the sky. Don't get mad at me because you call the sky heaven. But then turn around and say the kingdom is within you. It's you who don't understand what's being said. That's why we don't let you get in here and type at us and talk. We don't let you talk in here. Shut up. Because you're telling the story, what you're telling the story of, you don't really understand. John and Jesus. I'm going to try it again. I did it with Jethro and John. I did it with Jethro and Moses yesterday. Let's try it with John and Jesus today. Because people didn't understand what Moses was going to do. Jethro already had established. What Abraham was going to do, Melchizedek already had established. What Jesus was going to do, John already had established. All the way down to the sacrifice, except his head was removed. You got to understand something. So let's go. In the story, whether it's Melchizedek and Abraham, Jethro and Moses, or John and Jesus, was being described two things. First is being described functions in the kingdom of high priest and king. It's also talking about function in the mind, subconscious and conscious. But the discernment is understanding which one is the greater light and which one is the lesser light, because it's a switcheroo. And you used to associate the greater light with all of the glory and the miracles and all this, that, and the third that it took for Abraham or Moses and Jesus to establish their body. But Melchizedek, Jethro, and John were already doing it, and it wasn't no miracles, this, that, and the third going on. It was a natural state for them. It's just what they was pull up on. It's just what they naturally are, what they naturally do and been doing. Bloodline. Whether you're talking about Melchizedek, Jethro, or John, they both, all three, represent the high priest or the subconscious mind, which is the greater light. Abraham, Moses, and Jesus represent the king, the lesser light. Just giving it to you plain. The greater light governs the day. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding governs your awareness, consciousness. The lesser light governs the darkness. What is the absence of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? Belief. Hope. I hope it's right and true. I believe it with my whole heart, but I still don't know. I still don't have any light. I'm still in the dark. If you having a lesser light that governs that state, he's called the king or the conscious mind or the ego. But he not the real you. He the you that you had to be for the world. He the you that the world real you. He the you that you had to be for the world. He the you that the world see, formed, and made. That's that you. That's the ego death, the one that had to be crucified at the place of the skull. That you gonna have to go and get in alignment with the subconscious, where God is, where your ancestors are, and be guided from your soul. Soul is light. Light is knowledge, wisdom. That's where you get your guidance from. So this is what's being described, and it's also a separation, because most people gonna run after the one that got famous and did all the miracles. But you forget, understand, look at Melchizedek in the story, look at Jethro in the story, look at John. Really pay attention to these characters. And while you understand most of the world, there's a switch. Most of the world is running behind Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. Missed the holes, missed it, ran right by it. Yo. Why? Because with Melchizedek, Jethro, and John, ain't no miracles. They doing it without the miracles. They doing it without the miracles. So if so if so if so if on check a microphone record, microphone check a microphone record, Demon Slayer, yeah, Demon Slayer back up in here, man. What's happening? What's good, y'all? So if it pause, that mean I said something you need to marinate on. If it start repeating, that means something that was said that the universe agreed with, put a stamp on it, ran that bitch back. That's just how I choose to see it. With that part understood. Oh, and when it stopped like that, it mean I got to show y'all merchandise. Is what that mean. That is exact. So it means it's time to show merchandise. I said every time it paused, I got something for you. I got something for you. And all the people that subscribers, right? If they let me flip the camera, I'm doing my best to flip it. Say I'm doing my best. Oh, I did it. I got it. Okay, here we go. If you a subscriber, man, this our stuff. Let me blow your screen up. Man, this our stuff, man. We got stuff. So we this is our people empowering other people, lifts everyone. That's the black crew neck, beat the odds on the sleeve. You know what I'm saying? And you see me, because I'm just, look at that. Look, you too can be this fly. You too can be this fly. Now there you go over there with the legacy on it. On the left arm. Patch on the left arm. On the left arm. Hold on, man. We ain't through. We got stuff. That's the white one. With the love, man. Because you got to have love for the people, man. We got stuff, man. Because you ordering stuff right now. Hush, shut up. You got stuff on the way. You order some stuff, FedEx, Amazon, pull up at your house every day with stuff. So I'm just saying, we got stuff. When our stuff is real fly. Look at that. You like that red, then it's the original on the left sleeve. The patch. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. That's the hoodie right there with the people. Y'all see it. Ah, there go the blue one right there, navy blue with the people on the pants. Y'all see it. Ah, there go the blue one right there, navy blue with the people on the pants. Man, look at it. Man, we got stuff, man. So, hey, man, there's a lot of people that say, hey, man, how can I support? We really support people that's looking to be independent, that's out helping the community and pushing and doing volunteer work. We just don't know who to support. But this is one of those places, and you can support us by getting up. I'm going to put all these, I'm going to take pictures of each and every individual shirt, and we're going to put it on the TikTok shop. Like we supposed to. I don't know why my camera's so big on here. But let me unflip him. Let me unflip him. Yeah, I don't know why my camera got me so yeah, I don't know why my camera got me so but that's all right. You can check it out. And I got it. This the brown one though. This the chocolate brown. Make sure y'all just see it, man, with the shoes. We got the shoes on to bring it all together. So yeah, man, we making sure we showing up for the people and looking good doing it, man. Don't hate, man, cause your stuff don't look like our stuff. Just come get you some of our stuff, and then you too can be this fly. Yeah, man. That's what we been on. We got the hats coming, so I am gonna get on there onto the store, clean up what's on there, take better pictures. And each shirt I just showed you, we have what we have in inventory, and y'all can see what's on there. This for people that can put. Listen, y'all, and I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way. Listen right quick. Especially unmelanated people that support melanated causes. Especially unmelanated people that support melanated causes. I understand that you understand our plight, that your heart go out to us. This is a way where you can put your money where your mouth is, especially if you always ordering stuff. But I need you to understand something. Our stuff is not because you looking for cheap clothes or whatever. Our stuff is to support what we do so we can give clothes and sweaters to people who can't afford to buy it. We are not in the business of selling stuff to poor people. We looking to help poor people. So if you support us like you say you do, and you understand the situation, the government is not finna pass no anti-hate bill for us, and they're not finna give us no reparation. We gonna have to go get it ourselves. But if you down with that, when you see us going to get it ourselves, put your money where your mouth is. In the midst of all the stuff that you order, when you see one of us with stuff that you can order some. Pay a little bit more, cause I ain't getting it for the stuff. I'm getting it to show support. All the other stuff you get it cause of the name brand, or they got this much stitching in it and everybody wearing it. This stuff you can get cause I'm supporting the cause. That's why I got that stuff. So I'm just want to plug that in there, man. Yeah. Somebody say PBS vibe. I don't know what PBS vibes is, but if it was derogatory, I'm just yeah. Somebody say PBS vibe. I don't know what PBS vibes is, but if it was derogatory, I'm just gonna take that energy and say people beat suckers. We gonna use PBS and people beat suckers. That's what PBS gonna stand for. Cause I'm just gonna take the energy. It's just what I choose to do with it. I don't know what the intent was, but it's mine now. So I get to put whatever intent on that energy I want. So that'll be another slogan for people to use. Yeah, man. This is just top tier, man. Top tier, man. This is the creme de la creme. Don't get mad at me because you don't know the difference between light and stars. The light is here. The lights in the firmament, those are the souls of your ancestors, and they are here. The sun, that's you. That's you. That's the sun, your conscious mind, that's you. It's night though. It's night. Your sun ain't really risen yet in here until you become aware of who and what you are. Then it's day. It's there. But right now you think of you as this. What you can see, touch, taste, smell, and hear. So you under the sun. Literally and figuratively, you under the sun. It's dark. The light, though, when the light come, that's when it's day. And most believers do not know what a day is. So that's why we have to show you every single day. The proof that you don't know what a day is the personification. Wednesday. That's Odin's day, or Mercury's day, or Tyree day, Moon day, Thor's day. This is all evidence of ignorance. These are the heads of the beast. So there's a whore that sit on top of this beast. Why is it called a whore? Because she represents the absence of wife and mother. And if wife and mother in the kingdom represent wisdom, whore, it represents the absence of wisdom. That's what this system is under. It's what is on. What is the wisdom, the understanding of this system is based on the absence of wisdom. The proof is you call it a Wednesday. That's the proof that you never had any idea what this. That's the proof that you never had any idea what this book was talking about. If after getting it and reading it and you still turn around and say, yeah, today Wednesday, you didn't get it. No, you didn't. You still in the dark. You, the real you, you still not aware or conscious of yet. You still in the dark. It ain't day yet. It's still Odin's day for you. Remember? Somebody understanding what I'm saying? Anybody got questions or comments? Anybody want to get on here and tell me, so this is what make us gods, where we exist. We exist in the here, inside of here, and now. Ain't no geographical location for here. Ain't no calendar or clock for now. And now. Ain't no geographical location for here. Ain't no calendar or clock for now. Because it's always now. We always here. No matter where we go geographically, we still here. And it's said of God that God exists outside of space and time. God is a title that it is applied to he who was drawn from water, Moses. The peoples, nations, and tongues that sleeping in the dark, run around calling the day Wednesday, those are the waters. You wake up and realize it's the present. It's always the present. Never stop being the present. That's being drawn from the waters. The second time. The first time you got drawn from the waters is when your mama's water broke on your way into this realm, into this system and time. Then you're going to be reborn into the kingdom, out of this system and time, into the king's dome. As we deconstruct from Christianity, you also must understand that you deconstruct from the patriarchy too. When we saying king, and we saying king's dome, and when you apply the term he to what you call your God or source, understand we not talking about no gender. Don't get mad at me because you can't think past penises and vaginas. You're going to have to step your game up if you're going to be in this class. When we say he, we talking about function, as opposed to what we call the spirit in relation to the physical. And as they relate to one another, even though the spirit or energy consists of masculine and feminine, as it relates to matter or the physical, energy is male, matter is female. Spirit is male, God is male, matter, people, the physical realm is female. Physical realm consists of men and women, male and female, because the spiritual or energy realm consists of electricity and magnetism, one push out, one draw in. It always manifests as matter. This energy, it has always, this energy, it has always manifested as matter. Always. We're talking about the Most High, right? What is the Most High manifestation of this energy? What is the Most High manifestation of this energy? Let us make man in our image after our likeness. From a kingdom that was already in existence. So what beginning is being described? The beginning of this time that we under that's built on human sacrifice. Physical, actual human sacrifice. This time that you under. It started. This is what we describe in the beginning of it. Where it came from. Who it originated with. That's what's being described. You don't got to accept it. But I'm saying of the kingdom that we come from, ain't no beginning, ain't no end. But of this, the world and the concept and the kingdom set up based on human sacrifice, starting from Cain all the way up into King James. Yeah, that had a beginning and an end. kingdom set up based on human sacrifice, starting from Cain all the way up into King James. Yeah, they had a beginning and an end. Everything they set up based on this concept of human sacrifice, every religion, institution, is going to fall, is falling, has fallen. I mean that exactly like I said it. It's hard for you. I want justice for our ancestors. It's horrible what they did to us, what they are doing. They haven't stopped. None of the things that if you go over all the things that that is said that they did, look closely and see what they stopped doing. What have they stopped doing? Look at it, look real deep. And which one of them have they stopped doing? Look at it, look real deep. And which one of them have they stopped doing? You can find one of the things that they used to do to us that they no longer do to us, let me know. But what I'm trying to show you is that they venerate and call their ancestors gods, but the most high title, if you don't get nothing else from this live, get this. Every God that I've shown you, including Jesus, every God that I have shown you, including Jesus, has a mother and father. So that means the title, mother and father, is above all other titles in this realm. That is the most high of titles. When we deal with the concept and the principle of the most high, it is always from the perspective of the most high. Most high you, most high title. What's the most high title you got that you can put in this realm that you know of and can see? Mother and father. There is no title higher. Even your gods have mothers and fathers in this realm. Don't get mad at me because you don't understand what the term God means. You know what you were taught and what you believe. You don't know what it means. Just know what you believe about the term. You know the connotation that is attached to the term, spookism attached to it. When they say spirit, man, they talking about an unseen force. They talking about energy. When they talk about soul and light, man, they talking about knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Talking about the kingdom and that you come from, the eternal kingdom, they talking about your family tree. That's your God. And your family was aware of who and what they were the first to pass on and make the type of funk structures of family and kingdoms. This come from, it's in your DNA, the memory of it. So what they want to replace it is with their ancestors. The memory of your ancestors. Did they tell you that knowing your ancestors wasn't going to get you into heaven? So you learned about Jesus' ancestors because you was trying to get your eternal reward? And knowing who your ancestors was and having knowledge ain't going to get you into heaven. Believing in Jesus is what's going to get you in heaven. Remember? You better keep up with everybody else's ancestors but yours. You better listen to me. You better know Mercury, Odin, Thor, Jesus, all the way back to Adam, Abraham, Lincoln, Thomas Edison, Benjamin, Franklin. You bitch, you better know everybody else's ancestors but yours. Ain't no room left for you to know yours. We done venerated and glorified and celebrated everybody else's ancestors. For you to venerate, glorify, recognize your ancestors, you're a pagan and you're going to burn forever. I just want to keep them away from my children. That's all. Cause I know you really don't mean children any good. So they disguise it with niceness, but they know. Listen, can you imagine how many people is in? So they disguise it with niceness, but they know. Listen, can you imagine how many people is in your face, playing on your top? Ain't it a beautiful Wednesday? And they venerating their ancestors in your face. Yeah, it is. It's so good. I already love Wednesday. It's one of my favorite days of the week. I love Odin's Day. Odin's Day one of my favorite days. It's just something about Odin's Day. And they looking at you just smiling and nice because you worship them. You worship their ancestors and people who look and act like them. You think they being nice, cause man, but it's the difference between being nice and being kind. See, a person that's being nice to you can be nice to you while they lie to you and play on your top. But a person that's kind, this attribute, the attribute of kindness, because they are kind, they ain't gonna lie to you. Cause lying to people ain't kind. It's not showing kindness, sitting in front of people, knowingly, willingly lying to them. That's not kindness. But many people don't know the difference between the stars and the lights. They don't know the difference between the sun and the soul. So they don't know the difference between nice and kind. So they always go for the nice. They always go for the sun. They always go for the star. And they miss the light. They miss the soul. Who you was talking about, everything that you was saying about Abraham is what Melchizedek already was. Everything it took Abraham miracles and leaps of faith to perform, Melchizedek was doing through his bloodline. Without no miracle, leap of faith. But who did you focus on in the story? Abraham. Why? Because he had the smoke, the pot with the smoke going in between the sacrifices and the people appearing. So you went for. Then he came back and told you, man, what's coming, man, is going to come in the order of Melchizedek. Melchizedek is king and high priest. You don't get to be king and high priest without coming down through a family line. And what's going to come to you is coming the same order. Through a family line, your family line. When it come to you, this consciousness that's coming to you, it came from your family line. You're a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. They running around here talking about miracles. What you got is naturally gonna come through your bloodline. And in the proper season, that consciousness gonna hit you, and you gonna see and remember you. And you're gonna be able to point out the imposters and look at them, look at them. Impersonating me. Like we wasn't gonna show back up and let everybody know. Yeah, I'm glad y'all went around and represented yourself to everybody, man. I'm glad you let everybody know who and what you are. I'm so glad that you showed everybody that you are the personification of the stars. I'm so glad you showed them that. You claimed it and embraced it, bitch. Don't try to give it back now. Just understand, you go back and read your book in the beginning, it speak of a light being created. The very first of creation is light. And this light was placed into the firmament. That's soul. Guess who got soul? You got light for a little while. We got soul forever. Remember, you said you was the personification and the embodiment of the stars. You said that. So when talk about the stars, if say on the fourth day he made the stars also, after the lights was made and put into the firmament, then the stars were made. And they tell you that the stars are actually fallen angels. So you got the personification of the stars, then you got the personification of the lights. But the lights ain't personified outside of you. Because you are the personification of the light. You are the light of the world. Them bitches been lying and trying to impersonate you. But they said they was the stars personified, each and every one of them. Claimed it, named it. And we let them watch them sip tea and let them run around and make their claim. Then we open their book and show them the difference between light and stars. Not from Dr. Scholar, Deacon, Reverend, speak 15 languages, such and such, but from a melanated man that was born of a 15-year-old mother that have a 10th grade education. Did 10 years in prison. Now, all your pastors and your preachers and your professors put together can't make it make sense. It's hard to make what you know to be a lie make sense, and you know it's bullshit. It's hard. You gonna tell on yourself. So they told on themselves. There go the pictures. So that's why we get to watch it. Listen, man, if I was them, I would, yeah, man, if you understanding this right here, man, you must be really special, man. If you here to receive this and here and you really getting understanding and the lights go to clicking when we sitting here and revealing and sharing our presence with each other, you must be a very special individual to be able to receive this type of knowledge in this form. Because I know what I went through in my journey. And I'm being reminded that all of that was so I can sit here and give it to you. You gotta be special. Ooh, man, who are you? What are you? I wonder. To having gone through all of that and experience and being taken through, and to be able for you to just, kick back, smoke your blunt, or smoke your cigarette, or don't smoke it all. Excuse me, TikTok. Yeah, because they go to tripping. But you just in your own zone and you just get to get it on that level. Get this on that level, you gotta be something. I don't know who or what you are, but man. Say angels want to look into certain things. So in the kingdom, when we say kingdom, I know we deconstructing from the patriarchy as well. But we speak of kingdom with knowledge of its function, divine knowledge. Understanding that the woman, the mother, not the woman, because woman is in the world. In the kingdom, ain't no women, ain't no men. It's uncles, cousins, sisters, brothers, grandmothers, and this is the difference. And mother represent wisdom, so she represent the seat of the throne. The first throne of any king is his mother's lap. When we say kingdom, we speak in knowledge. We not talking about no fruity fairy tale. Yeah, I know. Live visibility restricted. Your live is because of the yeah, we get it. This is for grown folks. The seat of any king, the first seat of the throne of any king is his mother's lap. And the throne represent the where you govern from. And where you govern from is your wisdom, not your power, not your strength. You govern with it, but from wisdom. That's the throne. So you're going to have to be, like, I'm using the regular terms, but it does not have regular meaning. And if you only associate the regular meaning with what I'm saying, then you probably going to miss a lot of what's being said. When I say kingdom, from the king's dome, I know that where I'm ruling from is my mother's lap. Because we understand what wisdom is. Yeah, you govern from wisdom. You govern from wisdom with power, with strength, but from wisdom, though. That's where it's all being applied. Wisdom is knowledge applied. And Father is knowledge. He take the knowledge, because Son brought me the knowledge of what the subjects was praying about and that the saints was making supplications about. And I got the knowledge. And I take this knowledge, baby. What you think I ought to do about this, that, and the third? And she say, yeah, I think this is but we talking about how the mind function. We saying that your subconscious and conscious mind operate like male and female, man and woman, the marriage. Under the patriarchy, it operate like high priest and king. To those that's stuck in the Bible, the subconscious is the high priest, but that's actually wisdom. That's actually mother. And the conscious mind is the king, but that's actually the son, baby boy, in his mother's lap, because she represent the unseen. Your subconscious represent what you can't see, touch, taste, smell, or hear. You getting it from the preachers with the fair. It's the preachers. That's why we said that the preachers was getting in the way. When you ran into Jethro and his 7 daughters, they were showing you something about who Jethro is and them 7 daughters, but the shepherds was getting in the way. So he who was drawn from water had to contend with the shepherds, run the shepherds off. So it's put in your face. It's just, like I say, it's a fairy tale version being given to you based on belief. Because they want to keep you in the dark. And a pretty pleasurable way to keep you in the dark is to call that darkness belief. It's just a pretty way of saying you still don't know shit. It's belief. It's just a pretty way of saying you still don't know shit. Hell yeah, this live restricted. Here you talking about heavily monitored. I got Eastern Stars, Masons that's for me and against me watching this live. Here you talking about, hell yeah, it's restricted. Do you hear what I'm saying? If it wasn't restricted, something would be wrong. It's how you know it's potent. Everybody don't just get to pull up on this. Everybody don't just get to pull up and vibe with this, man. So I like to make sure we come the way we coming for the people it's for. We not being exclusive, but we understand that this is not for everybody. And I'm not offended if this is not for you. I'm not offended at all. Hope you're not offended if I say something that you're not with. Hope you're not offended by it, even if you disagree. As far as what God means, the mighty ones, we are gods. God means the mighty ones. God, Woden. In fact, the name Wednesday actually derives from 2 mighty but distinct gods. God means the mighty ones. And another mighty angel come down. The mighty ones. Where do your mic come from? From within. The people who are strong from within. Why? Because we got soul. You have subconscious knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that nobody else in this realm have. You have it in your subconscious. Do you understand what you got in your subconscious? Nobody else in the world have access to the ancient records that you got. Because when it said, let there be light, that was you. You don't got to accept it. But you are the same you were right now today that you were when you went to sleep. And some of us call ourselves woke because we came into a new awareness, a new consciousness, a new way of perceiving and understanding ourselves. What I'm saying is, what we are considering a new consciousness ain't new. It's the same consciousness, awareness it was before I was unaware, before I became aware of it. It's the same. It ain't changed at all. I became aware of it. It was always there. I just couldn't see it from where I was looking at it. It's the same as it's always been. Ain't it the same sun in the sky? Whether you call it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's the same sun in the sky. Whether you call it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's the same soul. The earth, it light up. It's the same soul. The earth, it light up. It's the same soul. The earth, it light up. It's the same soul. The earth, it light up. Mic check. So every time it do that, I say I'm finna get back on my PBS vibe. Cause people beat suckers every day, all day. And I'm finna flip the camera and show you just how people beat suckers. So this is how people beat. PBS is going on the next shirt. People beat suckers every day. So this is our stuff. This is the people's store. This is the people's live. And this is the people's clothes. We in connection with Beat the Odds. Beat the Odds is the brand that make our clothes. It's a clothing line. People is a trust. And it stands for people empowering other people lifts everyone. Beat the Odds on the sleeve on that one. This is our stuff. Legacy on the sleeve on it. I got the chocolate brown one with the original on there with the P. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Legacy on the sleeve on it. I got the chocolate brown one with the original on there with the P. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then that's the navy blue. This design was made by a member of our group. Her name is Sharina. And Sharina is a young lady that made our designs. Our group, her name is Sharina. And Sharina is a young lady that made our designs. The people design right there. We got some more we ain't even made. So she's in college right now, going to school for this. But this is her work. That's what she designed for us. Everybody wanted this, the white one right here, going to school for this. But this is her work. That's what she designed for us. Everybody wanted this, the white one right here, icy white, with the love on them. So we got right now what we got is black, navy blue, red. We got the this people design with the red on it. We got that on the green. We might put that on some blue or some gray. But we're gonna go do it in the store, make sure. And this is for people who want to support non-profit work and the non-profit people that we panoramic visions, educating children. What we are about is independence through ownership. Independence from this system through ownership, especially land ownership. This is what we're about. This is what we created the people's trust to do. Ownership. This is what we're about. This is what we created the people's trust to do. So yeah, that's our stuff. Every time if it pause or freeze, I'm just gonna show you our stuff. And I call this stuff because that's what it is. I'm just peep the game. Peep this game, y'all. It's a real good game. We gonna be all right as long as people love stuff. We gonna be all right. As long as people looking for stuff, got to have stuff and want stuff all day, every day. All we got to do is make stuff. So we got stuff. But I'm being flippant, but on the real, I'm not waiting on the government, Uncle Sam, to give us reparations. I'm not waiting on that. And it's plenty unmelanated people. It's plenty unmelanated people that say, man, them people is owed some real money. They are. The red line and not being able to get housing, pass on to their kids. Them people is old and they know it. But they don't know who to. I want to donate. I want to give and help out, but who? Everybody scamming. How should I understand. Hard to know. Southside Community Gardens in Fort Worth. Panoramic Visions in Lancaster, Texas. Southside Community Gardens put gardens in the back of homes that's in zip codes that's in food deserts. Meaning that in that area, there's no place to get fresh food. And this same zip code happened to have the lowest life expectancy. So she got sick of seeing her people on dialysis, getting body parts chopped off. What's the solution? Healthy food. Well, ain't no healthy food places here. People old, can't get around. So what we doing? We gonna put gardens in their backyard for them. Help them maintain it. I personally volunteered and helped them put in about 30 or 40. Personally. Panoramic Visions in Lancaster, Texas, they deal with educating and feeding children. Panoramic Visions in Lancaster, Texas, they deal with educating and feeding children. My little brother, he also deal with cutting the kids' hair, making sure they get, fresh tapered. I got the family forehead on display, don't judge me. But yeah, little brother with the, understand me? But we are geared and we are not looking to sell our stuff to poor people. Why would I look like pulling up with our stuff and to sell our stuff to the poorest among us when it's people with plenty of bread, plenty of paper, just buying stuff all day, every day? That's where you get it from. Hey, man, buy your stuff from us. You remember the ones you said, man, that's a damn shame when people get done like that. I wish I was something I could do. And then you go order you some stuff. We got stuff. Just saying. We got stuff. Yeah, man. So this is who this is for. This is for them so they can buy it, so we can give stuff to poor people. Same motion, we doing same thing. It's just kind of operating in another. Somebody catch it for too long. Somebody gonna catch it. In the meantime, in between time, we just gonna keep look good and tell you the truth. Look good while we tell you the truth. And wearing the clothes. Anybody got questions? Anybody got comments about what I'm saying about us being gods and them pictures on the wall and posters and them the statues? They are not gods. The one you worship on Sunday is not God. It's not your God. It's not your God. Your God is who you was made in the likeness and it's not God. It's not your God. It's not your God. Your God is who you was made in the likeness and image of. And you don't look like now one of them pictures. At all. In no shape, form, or fashion is that what you came from. You came from a mother and a father. I don't care what you believe. Revelation knowledge. That's what's up, man. So, what else? What else? It was something else I wanted to show y'all before I get. The patriarchy have a lot of people spooked out about what God means, because you leave out the divine feminine when you speak of the title. You always leave out the feminine part. So your association with the term is not only male, but only deal with power. And even when you read in the book, you see that the God that you're looking at is demonstrating might and power, but not necessarily the wisdom. What you mean when you say that? I say in the flood narrative, after the flood, well, I don't want to paraphrase. I'll read it to you. I want to show you how an example of the God of the Bible, or the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I want to show you how he's dealing and operating in might and power, but not necessarily wisdom. But when you say God, because of the connotations, all you talking about is the might, almighty. But you got to also, when you say all wise, that's the feminine part. But you got to also, when you say all wise, that's the feminine part. We help you understand. We're going to go to Genesis. We're going to look at chapter 8 again. We back on that 8. Some kind of way, we just keep landing on that 8. We went from Revelation 8, then we went to Exodus 18, then we read Ezekiel 28 yesterday. Here we are in Genesis chapter 8. Let's help you understand why this is significant. I'm going to blow the screen up because a lot of people don't catch it. 8. Think about 8. Think about the symbol and the sign for 8. Think about it, okay? See the sign, it look like the infinity symbol turned right side up, but that's what it symbolized. Now, you got it in your mind, right? The unseen 8. This is the unseen 8. Now we're gonna see 8. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're gonna see 8. Do you understand what I just showed you? Some people call it magic. It is not magic, but it can help you unlock your mind. But I'll explain how in a minute. 7, remember that I counted and said 7. 7 is the symbol for completion. It's the principle of completion. What is complete is complete forever. That's how it is. It's what it is. It's what it's gonna always be forever. Always was, that's why it is, and this always will be. Complete knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. But we'll take our time back on, Genesis chapter 8. We're going to look at, start at verse 20. What I'm finna show you in Genesis chapter 8, starting at verse 20, is that the God of Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, and Jacob is operating in might or power, but no wisdom. I'm gonna show you in your book about your God and his lack of wisdom. He's prone to mistakes. Check him out right here, man. He say, then Noah built an altar to the Lord. It got Lord in all caps. Every time you see Lord in all caps, that means I am. I am that I am. It's pronounced you. In ancient script, it looked like the word I is inverted. Because you got to invert your eyes. Don't look out there. You ain't going to see no God out there. But if you look in. So let's keep going. So when it says Noah built an altar to the Lord, you would actually say, then Noah built an altar to you. I'll be wanting to go there with y'all so bad. Then Noah built an altar to you. When you pray, don't you pray to you? God, I ask you. YHWH, that's what Lord is a replacement of. It was revealed, it's pronounced you. That's why I mean I am. Then Noah built an altar to the I am. Who is the I am? Don't you call yourself I am? You. Greater light and lesser light. Most high you. And the Lord you. The you that you conscious of. But it's a higher you that you're not conscious of that's resting in your subconscious. Let me take our time. Noah means rest. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals. Who taught Noah what a clean animal was? And clean birds. He sacrificed burnt offerings on it. Noah barbecued. That's how you know he barbecued? Because you like the smell of barbecue, don't you? Yes, you do. So let's read about it. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma. Oh, the barbecue smell good. The you, the I am. It's a title. Lord is also a title, just like God is a title. The name is you. And the Lord smelled the pleasing aroma in his heart and said in his heart, never again will I curse the ground because of man, even though every inclination of his heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done. How is that an example of the Lord, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, operating in might but no wisdom? Because he's saying, I'm not going to do that no more. He had to do it to understand and see why he shouldn't do it again. Because let's see why he did it. Let's look at why he did it. When man began, he say, the Lord, this Revelation chapter 6, verse 5, the Lord saw how great man's wickedness on the earth had become, and that every inclination, Revelation chapter 6, verse 5, the Lord saw how great man's wickedness on the earth had become, and that every inclination of the thought of his heart was only evil all the time. The Lord was grieved, or say he repented, God, that he had made man on the earth, and his heart was filled with pain. We ain't even gonna get into that. The grief and the pain that the Lord is feeling, we ain't even gonna address that. But that's a part of the cognitive dissonance, the connotation you attach to the term God, all powerful, all knowing, all light, all love, and the experience of grief and pain. It's incongruent, but we'll just keep going. All right, so the Lord was grieved, and I will wipe mankind whom I have created from the face of the earth. For I am grieved that I have made them. And the reason he did it is because every inclination of his heart. And then the reason he did it is because every inclination of his heart. And then he said, well, that's why I did it. They gonna be evil, and they're evil from birth. So I'm gonna get rid of them. Bam, get rid of them. Then say, you know what? They gonna be like that anyway. I ain't gonna do that no more. Because they gonna be like that anyway. Oops. No wisdom. You knew they was like that. It took all that for you to figure out they're gonna be like that anyway. No wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge applied. You knew what they was like. Why didn't you apply what you knew? Because you done peeped the game, you done discovered light. Why didn't you apply what you knew? Because you done peeped the game, you done discovered father's nakedness. You see that father go to mother, and mother give the wisdom. You said, I'm gonna skip that part. I don't need mama to tell me. I don't want the wife to tell me. I'm gonna just go do it, and how I see fit by my might. I got the power to do it. So I'm gonna do it. Then after I do it, I figure out that I shouldn't have done that. That's what people do when they do stuff without wisdom. They figure out afterwards, oh man, you know what? I shouldn't have did that. And you figure out why you shouldn't have done it. Man, you know what? Come on, y'all. A lot of people, this is hard for you to hear because you attach the term, Lord, it was never you, it was never I am, it was always some spoon, y'all. A lot of people, this is hard for you to hear because you attach the term, Lord, it was never you, it was never I am, it was always some spooky. So the things that describe when you talk about this flood, your book in Revelation say the dragon spewed water like a flood out of his mouth to overtake the woman. But the earth helped the woman and swallowed up the water. Then the dragon was wroth and went to make war with the woman and the remnant of her offspring. Those that keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus. What's the testimony of Jesus? I am the anointed one. I am the Son of the Most High, the soul, the light, knowledge, wisdom of the Most High made manifest. I am the Son of the Most High, the soul, the light, knowledge, wisdom of the Most High made manifest. That's the testimony. This is the confession that bring death. When you know who you are and you go to saying it out loud in the world. John showed you that. The Jesus that you have and the story Jesus that you've been given is for you to idolize a character in a narrative. When I speak on Jesus, I speak on Jesus from knowledge, not belief in a character, but knowledge of what the narrative, the principle that's being put forth through the narrative. It don't have nothing to do with no character that you can name or personify outside of you. No character that you can name or personify outside of you. Because a lot of time, if I do bring up the topic of Jesus, a lot of people assume it's so much connotation attached to the narrative that people cannot think of it outside of that character. So I have to be careful when I speak on it from that level, because people are assuming I'm talking about this idol that you visualizing in your mind, and I'm not. John and Jesus represent two states of mind. Let me help you understand something. All right. Do you understand when Jethro gave Moses the daughter, he gave Moses some understanding. And after he gave Moses this understanding, Moses sees the burning bush. What that's showing you is Moses receiving the information and then Moses understanding the information and how that understanding is described. So repeating and how that understanding is described. So repeating, Jethro give him some game about how to order the people. He already got the law. We went over this in Exodus 18 yesterday. But Jethro gave him order. Light set things in order. You got chaos going, Moses. Let's get this thing. Light set things in order. It's already there. You just got to put it in order. How is it? Because Jethro is already doing this. He's the priest of Midian, the high priest. After Moses understand what it is that Jethro is giving him, once again, here's the vision on the mountaintop. John is teaching in the wilderness. Everybody that approach John say, behold, the Lamb of God, they come to take away the sin of the world. Everybody that approach him, this is what he say. That's his message. Jesus hear the message and he getting baptized. He getting this information. And now when he understand what John is teaching him, is described as the heavens open up and the Spirit descending. What's happening is the subconscious mind is giving information and knowledge to the conscious mind. And the conscious mind is now starting to understand and see and where it's coming from and perceive it for what it is and who you are. And then immediately after that, who you got to deal with? Your shadow, your old self. That's going to tell you you're not really there. Because when you woke up, the first doubter, the first hater you got to deal with is your old self, who is now your shadow. It's you, though. Telling you that you ain't really woke. You might as well go and chill out, get your job, and get you another job, and praise Jesus, and chill out. That you. You got to know the difference between the greater and the lesser light. Greater knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and lesser knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is what light is. Just trying to make it as plain as possible without spookifying it or characterizing it, and always reminding you of you. Remind you of you. People empowering other people lifts everyone. It's one thing for me to get on here and try to convince you of who I am, what I am, and for you can believe in me. It's another thing to come and tell you who you are, what you are, for you to believe in you. Catch it if you can. So that light in you will shine brighter with more boldness and more confidence. that light in you, you can let it shine with more assurance because you ain't expecting the world to receive it or recognize or understand it. You already know. The world loves stars. They don't like light. They like the stars, or they like personification of the stars, or people who are trying to personify the personification of the star. That's what they like. And we ain't none of that. Yeah, we got our own stuff going over here. Yeah. We like to create. Man, I was operating so high at a point in my life. Man. Yeah, we all go through this interdimensional travel. And we in one. Yeah, we all go through this interdimensional travel. And we in one state or another. Yeah, we all do that. Sunrise and sunset. Sometimes we operate out of our consciousness. Sometimes we operate while we in our subconscious, where we just in our flesh. Sometimes our moves is from a higher place. Sometimes our moves is strictly fleshly. But it's time to stop judging. One is not against the other. One is not bad, the other is good. And see it as function. This is how this functions. And find the balance, the marriage. Because your soul is your go-between. But your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is only going to be as bright. Your light is only going to be as bright as much as you know. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is only going to be as bright. Your light is only going to be as bright as much as you know you and accept you. All of you, good, bad, and ugly. Because we'll call a part of ourselves bad and deny that side and deny that part. And it causes our light to be dim. If we embrace our whole self, what we even see or experience as good or bad, embrace it as part of the self. Because knowledge, knowing the self, know yourself. Yeah, man, I said this Frank live last night. Yeah, I haven't talked to Frank since I had him on this live, but that's for my piece. I deal with the things I deal with, and I consider peace one of the things I hold on to and the place I like to be at. Deal with, and I consider peace one of the things I hold on to and the place I like to be at. So I try my best to stay there and be at peace. Yeah, it's my favorite location, man. You can find me at peace if you're looking for me. That's where I like to be. And things or places or people that disturb it, I try to stay away from. And so I can be at peace. Nothing personal against nobody, man, at all. But you understand, if I can share something personal, you got different type of lusts. When you understand who God is and what God is, when He tell you about all the wages of sin is death. That's because at a certain level, anything you do that's opposed or against me, you got people that you can't play with. In this, you got people that if you try to play with them, mess over them, lie on them, and in this, they're gonna want to remove you from existence. These are the type of people that go out of their way to be kind and respectful and humble and meek. Because some people lust for power, money, pleasure. Some people lust for blood. You got to remove yourself I'm a vegetarian. Listen, man, I'm not a vegetarian because for health reasons. I didn't even know nothing about no health reasons when I became a vegetarian. I became a vegetarian because I don't want, yeah. Listen, man, I didn't know nothing. I experienced something called contrition, and I felt pain that I had caused people. I experienced something called contrition, and I felt pain that I had caused people. I had no idea about no health benefits or nothing. That came later. But I understand when they say anything, whether you lie, tell a little white lie, or you was unalive somebody. The wage, when you deal with God, the wage is being unalive, because this is why there's a go-between. You can't come in front of me being fake and phony and false and live. You got a whole group of people that operate like this. If you not completely honest and hey man, respectful, then you shouldn't deal with these kind of people. But imagine a whole bunch of people, this is their mind frame. The gods, God. So you got to have a go-between between God and the rest of the world. Not because it's something friendly, like you think it is. We got to have a go-between because we don't tolerate no playing. No, you don't get to play on my top and live. So to understand, and I know how I am and I know how you are, we won't ever deal directly with one another to keep me at peace and to keep you from trying to do what you know you love to do is what you do. We got to go between a mediator. That's you. You are the go-between between these energies. They can't deal directly with one another. This is where they meet up. When they battle. If they battle. And the battle is for here. Oh, it's deep. It's why I say, man, I be really wanting to go interdimensional travel on this, the real you and what we are. But I think the writers of some of these science fiction shows really touch on it in the only way that we can talk about it and not seem crazy. You got to present it in a form of entertainment, because if you talk about it like you're serious, people gonna think you crazy. But if you present it as a science fiction movie script, we just coming together and finding ways. We develop the trust. We form the trust. In God we trust. And the people that form the trust are also the beneficiaries of the trust. The name of the trust is people. The name of this live is the people's live. The name of the store is the people's store. The products are made by Beat the Odds. It is an independent, black-owned clothing line. That's who make the product, the people's product. That's who make the product, the people's product. Yeah, these are the people's clothes. When you wear this, you supporting the people. You supporting the concept of people empowering other people lifts everyone. So people can read that when you walk through, and they take the time to read that and say, hey, yeah, you know what? That show is real. And be reminded. Empower somebody, man. But you can't empower nobody unless you know you got. Sometimes, man, it's like, hey, I can't empower you because then you're going to have more power than me. So you got to know what you got to be able to do so. But I just want to tell y'all today, this is y'all daily reminder, man, that it's the present still. And objectively, it ain't never stopped being the present as long as we've existed. The kingdom is not a geographical location. It's a state of mind. It is said of it that it is eternal. It's always now. Always mean eternal. Just want to remind you, always mean eternal. Just want to remind you, always mean eternal. Just want to remind you, always mean eternal. Just want to remind you of. Mic check, mic check, mic check. So it logged me out again, y'all. It up. So that means it's time to show y'all the cut. So this little bro cut, fifth house cuts. Time to show y'all the product again. Every time it logged me out, I'm just gonna show y'all product. If you start seeing people wearing these clothes in your city, especially if you're in Dallas, because what's gonna happen is people gonna be wearing it before they know who brand it is. Look at that. Look at, don't they look like? The people gonna be wearing it before they know who brand it is. Look at that. Look at, don't they look like? That look like something, don't it, man? It look like something, man. People empowering. Look at, don't they look like? That look like something, don't it, man? It look like something, man. People empowering other people lifts everyone. They took my picture down and they keep logging me out of here for some. I don't understand why, man. People empowering other people lifts everyone. They took my picture down and they keep logging me out of here for some. I don't understand why. But for some reason it keep logging. But for some reason it keep logging. But for some reason it keep logging. This what we got. Get you some stuff from over here. If you always trying to get you some stuff, man, we got stuff. We got stuff. Hey, if you always trying to get you some stuff, man, we got stuff. We got stuff. Hey, man, and our stuff is nice. Yeah, we got stuff, man. Our stuff look good. Oh, you understand me? I think it look good anyway. Don't get mad at me because your stuff don't look like our stuff, because our stuff look like what it look like. You understand me? But I'm finna get up out here, y'all. Since they done, you understand me? I just say I gotta stick to the program. Make sure I come through on the regular. Let y'all know what we about. Empowering people, empowering each other. And one of the ways we want to remind you and empower you is remind you of this title, God, that it apply to you. And if you think I'm lying, you can go read Exodus chapter 7, verse 1, just one verse. The King James Version. Go read the King James Version of Exodus chapter 7, verse 1. And in Exodus chapter 7, verse 1, is going to confirm everything I'm saying to you. And Pharaoh represent the slave master. You are a god to your slave master. When they present themselves to you as your masters, your lords, to them, you are a god. And your brother, that's your prophet. I'm back. It was freezing. Yeah, if it freeze, that's the universe saying whatever was said before it froze, that's the universe saying that people should stop and marinate on whatever was said before it froze. If it repeat, that means the universe is saying something that was just said, the universe is repeating. You dig? I mean, say, man, I'm operating. It's a different type of energy when we talk about this alchemy and transmutation of energy. It is really real, and you can see it manifesting, like actually visually manifest. I'm literally wearing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing it. You dig? The time is now. Tell me when it stopped being now. That's why we always good. We always got time. Always. Got time anytime you want it. Step outside of time anytime you want to. We always here. But one day you won't be here, man. Man, you gonna be unconscious. You gonna go to sleep. You gonna rest. When you wake back up, though, you still gonna be the same you was before you went to sleep. Just know that. And you saying you woke now. You saying you woke. This for the woke folk. Well, you that's just now waking up, that woke you is the same you that it was before you forgot about it. It's the same soul. So the question is, when you got born, what you saw as birth. So the question is, when you got born, what you saw as birth, I'll show you. I gotta write it. Nah, man, ain't got my pen. Yeah, I do. I got a pen. Hold on. I gotta write this down for you you can see this here. Then I'm finna get up out of here, but I gotta show you something, man. Gotta write it on my tablet. I ain't gonna write it but one time. What you think of as your birth is much more than that. So we're gonna demonstrate to you by doing the number exercise. I'm gonna do the number exercise and then I'm gonna write the number down. All right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many numbers is this? What do I see? It's 10 numbers. 0 through 9 is 10 numbers. And 9 represent birth. 9 months and you get born. 9 is actually the 10th number. So I gotta write 9 for you for you. I'm writing it for you. I have to write what it is. 9 is the 10th number. So I'm going to write what it is. And that's a 1. Oh, shit. There we go. That's 1 right there. I'm going to draw it so it'll come in real good for you. Simple exercise, but it's very profound, I found, when I shown people. That's the 1. Damn it. All right. And then on the 0. Because 9 is the 10th number. So we making sure we draw you that big 10, but from where you can see it. So when you reach the 9th month, starting from 0, starting from being, because you were conceived of. You were conceived. Mama conceived. Yes, sir. Starting from unseen, you get to the 9th month. 0, unseen, to 9 is 10. And then when you get ready to get born, you turn upside down in the womb before you can come out and start. So it was the completion of one cycle. And